up, guys? I'm Diana Falzone, and this is the Diana Falzone Show on Paltalk. Hope you're all doing great. This lovely lady sitting next to me is Guinevere. If you haven't heard of her, you will be hearing about her everywhere. She's an upcoming pop sensation. She's going to rival Miley Cyrus and put Britney Spears back in her place and be the new pop princess. So welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
So you're actually going out on tour, very exciting, with Nick Carter. Nick Carter is of the Backstreet Boys fame. Big fan of Nick. He's a hottie.
Yeah, he's such a cutie. It's absolutely amazing to be on tour with him. You know, I remember when I was a little girl watching the Backstreet Boys. I would have never thought I'd be here opening for Nick Carter.
Is that kind of nerve-wracking when you have an idol like that, especially the Backstreet Boys, one of the biggest boy bands of all times, to just be next to him and be like, oh my God, like people are screaming for me, but like I'm getting to work with him. He's such a legend.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously nervous to meet him.
Yeah.
But when I first did, he was so nice, and he's been so great. Their whole team has just been one big family. So
Yeah.
It's been great.
No, that's very exciting. And with going on tour, how long does the tour last? Where can people see you? Because we're international, which is really cool here at Paltalk. So if you're in the tri-state area, Guinevere is here and performing, I believe, here in
tonight at Irving Plaza.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Break a leg.
Thank you.
So if you're around and you're in the New York City area, you can also go get tickets at Irving Plaza and see Guinevere and Nick Carter as well, or just
yeah.
you? Okay, so both of you. And I want to get to the tour bus and kind of living the rock star lifestyle. Is it hard being on a bus every single day and not really getting to ever flush the toilet?
Definitely. I mean, there's 12 bunks, and you know, the first night I was a little bit sick. I was just like moving around way too much. It's kind of like getting sea legs but on a bus.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, it's so much fun. The dancers, the DJ, and I have become such a big family that it's just like an adventure every night, so I love it.
That is exciting. Now with your kind of music, it is pop, but it has more soul, and the one thing I love about you is your love of comic books and sci-fi. Like, you're a total nerd.
Yeah, I'm totally a nerd inside.
And I mean that lovingly, because I actually created a comic book, so I am like equally nerdy as you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of pick your brain about that. Were you kind of a nerd that then grew into the pretty girl?
Definitely. I mean, when I was younger, my dad had every single early generation Star Trek lined up, and every day after school I would take an episode and watch it with my peanut butter sandwich. And
no jelly?
And no jelly. I'm more of a peanut butter girl.
I am too. That's another thing in common.
Yeah. And I don't know, just ever since I slowly grew up, I would just like start playing video games. I was into a lot of gun games.
Which one?
Call of Duty Black Ops.
Good one.
Yeah.
We probably also like Soul Calibur if you like fighting games.
Soul Calibur. Okay.
So you should check it out. It's like Mortal Kombat. Like, I don't know if you're into Mortal Kombat, but I just like the whole finish him.
Yeah. That's awesome.
No, so that's what I kind of wanted to get into. Like, when did you realize you had the gift of music?
I was, I mean, it dates back to when I was in grade 1. I did a talent show and played the Beach Boys Surfer Girl. So, I mean, I always, you know, was drawn to the stage. And then I guess I did a little bit, dabbled in acting for a little while. And then when I was 15, I landed a role and I had to sing. And I think after that I just realized, wow, this is exactly what I want to do. And from then on it's been music all the time.
That's great. And I mean, music is a really hard field. And I think there's so many people, like we see with American Idol and X Factor and The Voice, all these shows that are trying to find just really undiscovered talent. And I think a lot of the people, even when they are discovered, they kind of fizzle out and they don't make it. What's kind of your advice? Because you have made it. I mean, whether or not you become Michael Jackson type fame or stay along your steady line right now, you've made it, because in this business it's like a 0.00 chance.
Yeah, it's definitely extremely hard, and you know what? You just gotta always work hard. You know, continue perfecting your craft, because there should never be a plateau. There should always be room for improvement.
Yeah.
You see big stars like Beyonce. I mean, she came from Destiny's Child, and look at her now. She's just put so much work into her craft, and it really shows, and that's what people should strive for.
Right. What do you think about using YouTube as kind of a platform, or using the internet as a way to get your voice out there? Because I think we've had artists before on the show, and one of their biggest complaints about the music industry currently is that you need money, you need a finished product. How can people who don't have the money but have the talent showcase it?
I mean, I think YouTube's great. I see a lot of people doing different covers, if they're not necessarily songwriters, just getting their voice out there. They get noticed. I mean, there was a band that they're called Walk the Earth or something.
Yeah.
And they got discovered by Ellen, and they're exploding just
so
because
cool.
they posted that one video. So
Yeah.
posting stuff on the internet, you know, starting tweets every day, talking to people, getting people excited is a great way.
Right, Ellen?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
exactly.
Rosie O'Donnell too, wasn't she like always a big advocate of discovering talent? I mean, if you have something really cool, I guess it's not a bad idea to kind of present it that way. I do want to let our Paltalk viewers know that you can ask questions and interact. So if you have a microphone, you raise your Paltalk hand, you'll come through, you'll talk to Guinevere and myself. If you don't, that's okay. You can actually text it in and we'll be able to read it and answer your questions. So it's very simple. Also, if you're more curious about Guinevere, you can go to her Twitter handle, This is Guinevere, or her Facebook, This is Guinevere, or her website, thisisguinevere.com. If you have a problem with that, something's wrong. Some memory loss is going on because this is Guinevere on every Twitter, Facebook, and website. So I want to talk about how you got discovered. When was your big break?
I think it was, you know, I had just broken up with my band, and I decided to pursue that solo career, finish the record, and we got to work with some great people. And ended up working with Sherry Condor, who represents some great artists. And when she took me on, things just started to really take off, and got a lot of tours. And from here, it's just been a slow, surely climbing up, you know, the exciting music roller coaster.
What's your biggest musical goal, like in terms of who would you want to duet with? Like, who is your dream artist?
Oh, alive or dead?
Either. I'll let you have both. You can pick an alive and a dead. There's no rules.
Yeah, probably I would love to do a duet with Kid Cudi, like a feature. I think his music is awesome. He's got such a great sound. Probably somebody that's already passed away. Jimi Hendrix would have been really cool.
Yeah. You could have created like a whole new song.
Yeah.
It'd be like Purple Haze meets. Just kidding. Yeah. We have our first question. It's a text question. He wants to know if Henry wants to know if Guinevere is going on tour and if Memphis will be a stop. You are going on tour, and
yes.
Are you visiting Memphis?
No, we aren't, actually. We just did Charleston and Nashville, so...
I think you just broke Henry's heart.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Henry, you can travel. You can make that happen.
There's definitely going to be many more tours in the future.
I do want to know about groupies, because men, you know, male pop stars and rock stars, they have the girls who are like, sign my bra! Do you have that? Like, do you have guys who are like, seriously, Guinevere, just sign my arm, I'm never going to watch it again, like, I love you so much.
Actually, there was somebody in Charleston, he ended up driving 3 hours to come see the show, and he was so sweet. We took a bunch of pictures, and I actually ended up kissing a picture of me, and I signed it, and I think he was really happy about that.
Oh, that's
nice.
so
sweet.
See, that's
so
good.
sweet.
It's good when it's sweet and not like stalkerazzi, creepy. Have you ever had any of the like moments? Everyone has. It happens to everybody.
Nothing crazy yet. So
yeah. You're going to know when you really hit that pinnacle of fame when you're like, I'm scared for my life and I need a restraining order. Then you're going to be like, yep, I've made it. Not like it's a good indicator, but it does seem to happen. So tell me about the single right now that's coming out. And you also write, correct? Like,
yes.
So you're different than a lot of artists out there who write like a line and they're like, yes, it was such a innovative, collaborative process, and I was working for about an hour on it, but it's good. I mean, you write your songs.
Yeah.
Like Beyonce, like you mentioned Beyonce earlier, she also is a co-writer. So
yeah.
What's that songwriting process like for you?
You're definitely going to laugh when I tell you this, but my manager and I write all of the songs together, and you know, I'll come up with different verse melodies or an idea of like a topic of a song. But I'm telling you, the majority of our lyrics are written in traffic, going downtown Toronto to, you know, get ready in the studio, yeah, because the traffic is so bad, so we just sit there and we just bounce back and forth the ideas.
It's crazy. Do you tend to lean more towards, like, romantic love songs, or are you more of someone who talks about different topics? Because I feel like the best songs come from heartbreak.
Yeah, they totally do.
Which sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible, but it's the real emotion, you know. I mean, Crazy Crazy is about having fun with the person you're with and not being afraid to show it. But a lot of my songs are very aggressive. There's one called Liar, and it's about when you just found out that the person you love cheated on you. So, I mean, your immediate reactions, obviously you're heartbroken and stuff, but at the same time you would probably want to kill the person in that instance. So,
if it was legal, of course.
Yeah, and obviously that thought passes through your mind. So, I mean, that's what I use, those aggressive lyrics.
I think that's a good outlet too, because you're young, you're in your 20s, 20, and I think for a lot of girls, like, we get caught in this, like, I'm supposed to be a lady, I'm supposed to always kind of hide how I really feel so I don't hurt other people's feelings or be polite. But really, like, have music as an outlet so they can listen to your songs like Liar and realize that you've gone through it. Like, someone like you who seems to have it all together has been hurt, and they're, you know, they're going through it. They won't feel so alone. So I think that's how music kind of connects all of us.
You put it perfectly. Seriously.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely for some people to connect to.
Yeah.
And not be afraid to feel that way.
Well, I actually have a great love of Celine Dion because she was like my therapist going through high school, which I know is, people think she's cheesy, but I love Celine. I'm sorry. I think she's awesome. And I used to listen to her cover of All By Myself because I had girls being mean to me in like freshman year, and they wouldn't let me sit at the table. So I'd go upstairs and I'd listen to like All By Myself on full blast, and my brother would be like, I'm starting to worry about Diana. Does she have any friends? Like, is she okay? But it was my way of venting, so I think that's healthy that you can do that for other people. That's really powerful.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, and I think every single person has that one song that they can truly connect to, and it just brings them back to where they need to be.
Yeah. Our first caller, and this is going to take a little time to come through usually, Ernest from Florida. Hey, Ernest.
Hey, what awards has she won?
Awards? Well, she's just coming out on a tour, so you got to give the girl like a little bit, but I'm predicting, hold on, I have psychic. Predicting a Grammy, and then probably writing like an Oscar movie song. Yeah, I think you're gonna get that. Maybe an ASCAP.
Yeah, but she said you're saying she was better than Miley Cyrus.
I'm saying in terms of talent, but she just came out, so you have to let people build and grow and evolve into their artistry, and I believe that you will. Alan in England. Hey, Alan. It always takes a little time.
Hi. So my question is, what's on your iPod at the moment? I mean, what bands would you be listening to right now?
That's a great question. I mean, it ranges from everything. I love 60s to 79s years, like Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Fleetwood Mac, and then I have on the other spectrum Jay-Z and Kanye's new record, Drake's new record, a bunch of Kid Cudi stuff. I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's good. I love Led Zeppelin. I like Heartbreaker.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a good one. They used to be my MySpace song on my homepage. Do people do MySpace anymore?
I mean, they definitely
for music,
do.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for music it's a great outlet. I haven't been on it in a while, but I'm not as musically intuitive as that. For the people joining us right now, our guest is Guinevere. You can check her out on Twitter, Facebook, and her website, thisisguinevere.com, and all the others is This Is Guinevere. So how long is this tour going?
It's 12 dates. It's the 2nd, so I'm finished on the 12th.
Wow. And then do you go back in the studio, or do you have a break?
I am going actually on vacation for a week.
That's
which
nice.
Is really nice. Yeah, as soon as I get back, and then I'm gone again for another tour, March 7th.
Are you going back out with Nick Carter?
No, this will probably be his whole tour.
Oh, that's really exciting. That's great. Now, do you have any special guests that pop up on tour with you and Nick? Do you ever have like anyone that you're not expecting and they just decide to come around and be like, hey, I'm gonna sing?
Oh, nothing has happened yet, but I've heard that a few Backstreet Boys might come along. So who knows, that might happen. That might be exciting.
The only Backstreet Boy I've ever met in my whole life was at a restaurant when I was hanging out with Brian McKnight. We were all friends, and he ran into the Brian guy, the blonde one. I only knew them by first names. That's all you really need to know when they're that cute. Yeah. And Brian and his wife, and he was like the kindest, nicest guy ever. And he was like, oh, it is so nice. So like a twang. He was like, it's so nice to meet you. I was like, oh, I love you. You guys are like the cutest people ever. So for more information just on, I kind of want to pick at you more for like the touring, because do you see yourself touring for the rest of your life? Does that get tiring? Like, how do you anticipate your future? And being 20, you could tour for like 10 more years and not care about settling down, which is the good thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these past few days have been amazing, and I can't see myself not performing almost every night. So yes, for sure I'd like to do this for a long time.
Do you have any influences in your personal life that have really kept you inspired with music? And some people say, like, my parents didn't support me. They weren't proud of me doing music. They wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer. Did you have parents who were like, go get him, Guinevere?
Yeah, I was extremely lucky. My parents are great. You know, they are the type of people that believe in chasing your dreams. And my mom's actually here in New York. She's going to see my show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's always, do you get more nervous when you have your mom in the audience?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, I would rather play to way more people than just, you know, one person in the room.
Yeah, no, it does work like that, because when my mom has come to work with me, I'm so nervous. Because it's your mom, and you always want to make your mom proud.
Exactly.
You know?
There's always that feeling.
Do you think what's going on, like, with the Miley Cyruses and a lot of the girls, like even Selena Gomez, they come out of the Disney camp and they get sexy really quick? What's your feeling on that? Do you think it's something an artist has to do, or is it too contrived?
You know, I really think that transition is extremely difficult because they've been, you know, catering to such young kids for so long.
Yeah.
Making that transition needs to be really strong. It needs to be, but, you know, I think they've done a great job thus far.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's hard to do that. It's a big challenge. It's almost as hard as, I think it's harder than coming out as a new artist, making that big transition to saying, hey, I'm an adult now.
Yeah. I've noticed that with, I love Selena Gomez. I think she's adorable. And I've noticed it, like, she's on the cover of Cosmo, and I've noticed that, like, the little bit more sexiness, a little bit more of the clothes coming off, like, but she seems to have done the transition in a way that isn't vulgar and isn't, like, in your face, like, look at my cleavage.
Yeah.
Where I think others think they just have to come out with the snake and dance around and, like, make it that.
Yeah.
For you, like, what would you say your style is more aesthetically, like, for costumes and things like that?
I think it's very aggressive. I keep using this word because
I like it, because I think aggressive chicks are where the world needs to be be quite honest.
And dominating in a way, you know.
Like S&M-ish?
Yeah, I guess
really?
you could definitely say that. I mean, lots of leather, lots of PVC, a little bit of studs, so there's that rocker vibe to it for sure.
Like more Fergie? She's strong in some ways.
If Black Sabbath and Beyonce had a baby, that's what Guinevere's outfit would be.
I love that. That's good. That's good. You need to use that all the time.
Yeah.
That is it's like spot on. I want to make sure, because we're getting to the end, that everyone knows where to check out Guinevere. If you are in New York City, Irving Plaza tonight, her and Nick Carter will be on stage, blowing you away with mega talent. And also you can check her out at thisisguinevere.com, and This Is Guinevere Twitter, and This Is Guinevere on Facebook. I really appreciate you coming and telling everyone about your music. And what is the single that you really want promoted right now that people can download on iTunes, can ask their radio stations to play?
Guys, please request Crazy Crazy. It's a great pump-up tune, and it's good for every occasion.
Yay! Oh, you're great. I see you going like everywhere. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you soon here on the Diana Falzone Show on Paltalk.